So today started with a knock on the door at 10 a.m. I didn't realize it, but the checkout time was at 10 and I completely overslept. So I had to throw my stuff in a bag. I haven't been able to take a shower and I have 2 hours now to go before the airport. I'm really excited for my next stop. I'm going to Cairns, which is in the north of Australia, and it's the outpost for the Great Barrier Reef. And one of the reasons that I've come to Australia is to be able to dive. I just got my PADI earlier this year. These are my first proper dives in the water. And I've seen videos and photos. I've always wanted to go to the Great Barrier Reef, so this is going to be like a dream. I'm a little bit nervous for the diving part. I had a panic attack during one of the training sessions, so I'm still a little apprehensive about the actual diving part, but I really can't wait to get there and see what it's going to look like underwater. I did feel a bit of urgency to book these dives because who knows whether or not the Great Barrier Reef, sadly, will be around in 10 years time. So I want to go and see it now, and I'm doing a tour which is eco-friendly, small group, non-intrusive, so I can't wait to get up there, get the gear on, and go underwater. So the line was so long on the normal check-in for Virgin Australia that I just went up to the priority desk and pretended I thought I had priority, and they just kind of went with it anyway, so I just skipped a really long line. So now that I'm leaving Sydney, here's my final take on it. I really loved being here. It was a great time to be here. Even though the weather was a little bit strange, I still had a great time because it was warm enough that you could still be outside. I think Sydney is not inherently beautiful. It doesn't have the same sort of beauty that you get in Europe, but it's all about being either near the water or on the water. Being at Bondi and doing that walk to Bronte Beach in the morning was just absolutely beautiful. And then being by the harbor and, you know, crossing over the bridge at night, that first night seeing the Opera House lit up, it was just spectacular. And then the other thing was, it was a really nice visit for me because I ended up seeing a lot of my friends that I didn't expect to spend as much time with while I was here, and just being with, you know, some locals and hanging out and being social with people, it made the experience that much more enjoyable. The restaurants and places I ate at here were delicious, so I don't feel guilty for it, even though I ate incredibly well. Went out to incredible dinners and brunches. The food was really, really well prepared and also super flavorful with amazing ingredients and also really healthy. I felt like I was eating clean the whole time. Just heading to the gate now. Let me show you exactly where Cairns is on the map. Here's Sydney down here, and I'm flying all the way up here in Queensland to Cairns, which is spelt a very different way than the way Australians say it. And then from Cairns, I'm taking a transfer to Port Douglas, just over here. Got off the plane in Cairns, completely different environment from Sydney. It's oppressively humid right now. I'm actually sweating and it's only been like 30 seconds outside the plane. It's completely tropical. It looks like a jungle here. You have mountains that are completely covered in vegetation. You can see the clouds like sitting on top. It's really, really beautiful. Very, very different from kind of the image of Australia that you have. It's 27 degrees and the humidity is 91%. It doesn't actually look like it's going to rain every day, all day long, but it still looks pretty bleak. So I have a shuttle that I'm going to be getting on to go to Port Douglas, which is about, I think, 45 minutes to an hour from here. It's supposed to be a little bit quieter there and closer to the rainforest called the Daintree National Forest. So I just got here to the Coral Beach Lodge in Port Douglas. As you can see, it's raining quite a bit now. The reception's actually closed, so I have a key here and I'm gonna find my room, put my stuff down, and then go out to get something to eat. As expected, as I arrived a bit late, I'm on the top bunk. This is the first hostel I'm staying at since I was a student, and I say that kind of in an embarrassed kind of way. I actually really like the idea of hostels, but I just had a bad experience when I was in Paris once, and there were just like way too many people in a room, super sweaty in the middle of the summer. I had something taken from me, so I just have always avoided it. even before Airbnb became popular, I always like looked for like independent like apartment rental kind of places, or just stayed at like super cheap hotels. But I really wanted to do that, to stay at hostels on this trip, in order to just meet people a little bit more, and kind of just push myself a little bit to be a little less low maintenance. I don't mind the common space and everything. I think it's just more like who you meet. The guy I was talking to before, it's like 7 o'clock. I was like, wow, he's messed up right now. But I got to talking to him. It's a little erratic, I guess is maybe the best word, but seemed to be a nice guy. So the walk to the restaurant is a little longer than I expected. I don't know if you could see behind me, but there's like a rainforest just there. And I'm not walking on the sidewalk anymore because I hate snakes, and at night when there's not a lot of light, a lot of things look like snakes. I'm just walking on the road now. I'm back at the hostel. I had a really great dinner. Learned some really interesting things too. The waiter was a really cool guy. He was telling me actually it's monsoon season now, so actually this weather is completely normal, which makes me feel better about it raining every day. It kind of feels like it's what's meant to be. It's that time of year. It's a rainforest, and apparently it doesn't affect the diving either, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow in the Great Barrier Reef. It's my first proper open water dive, and it's in the Great Barrier Reef. I cannot wait. So I will see you tomorrow, and we'll go diving in the Great Barrier Reef.